Hello YouTube! This piece of cutlery is the Columbia River Knife and Tool tie-dye folder. The name tie-dye comes from the designer Bryan Tighe, and dye is D-Y-E. It's not die like, die zombie die. As I've discussed before, there's nothing wrong with putting your name on a knife, but then tie-dye just reminds me of, those shirts from the 1960s. But anyway, the blade length on this, 3.85 inches, and it is Aus 8 steel. The handle material is aluminum, and it has a button lock. And here you see the clip side of the knife. It is a one-position pocket clip. Yeah, I see the lanyard hole there. I do like how they've done the handle. I mean, it looks very nice the way they've machined that aluminum. And here's what the knife looks like closed. Again, very nice pattern there. You see the button. It might look like an auto, but it's not. That button is actually just the locking mechanism, and I will show you that in detail. But first, as you can see, if you press the button when it's closed, nothing happens. It does not deploy it in any way. All right, it is purely a manually operated knife. You have to physically open it. But what the button does do, it disengages the button lock. All right, let me give you a good look at that mechanism. What it is two cylinders. You see the smaller diameter cylinder, then the larger diameter cylinder there. What that does is it locks into a cutout in the partial tang, right? And it locks it, right? And that locks the blade open. When you disengage it, you see that? You see how the larger cylinder, right, disengages, and that allows you to then close the blade. Now you might say that's kind of weird. What's the point of a button lock like that? Well, the mechanism of a button lock is extremely small. The whole lock is just that. It's a button and two small cylinders, right? So it saves you space and it saves you weight on the design. All right, now as for the blade itself, the Aus 8, you see a hollow grind, and the design is it's a false edge dagger, meaning the edge is here, and then this is not sharp. All right, that is a false edge. So it's made to resemble, a dagger. All right, as far as the detent, it's very good. You cannot, you can't just flick it open. All right, you have to use the index flipper. All right, and you have to use the that intervening step to open the blade. The blade is not very heavy, okay, so you might need a little extra motion to deploy it. But altogether, a pretty nice blade for a moderate price. All right, and on top is my Boker Applegate Fairbairn. And as you can see, this false dagger, the single-edged dagger with a false edge type design, has been around for a while in different knives. These blade shapes on these knives, very similar, the same idea to make a folding version of what's usually a fixed blade. The Boker there is much more expensive because it's a full titanium handle and it's made in Zillingen. All right, and you see the lanyard hole is non-tubed, by the way. All right, you see open pillar construction, and you can see how that button lock, it makes it just, it's a very simple knife. There's no liners, there's no mechanism, no lock bar, etc. As far as the use of this knife, well, it's a collectible. I mean, it's meant if you want to own, a Bryan Tighe custom, but you don't want to pay the $550 that they go for. This is a production version. Does it have any other use? Well, sure. If you practice any martial art that favors thrusting type implements, all right, then you could use it as a martial arty blade as well. The fit and finish on this blade, I have to say, it's really nice fit and finish considering it's a mid-priced production blade. Alright, so do I recommend it? Well, you know, it's not for everyone. Alright, but it is a fair price. I mean, it locks up securely, deploys well, and it is a fair price if you do need a martial arty blade or a poor man's Tighe custom. Alright, hope you enjoyed seeing this blade. I'm out.